Once upon a time, in a quaint little village nestled between rolling hills and whispering forests, there lived a young witch named Luna. Luna was not your ordinary witch. She had a heart as bright as her name and a spirit as wild as the wind. Her days were filled with learning the ancient arts of potion making, herbology, and, of course, the art of flying on a broomstick. Luna lived with her grandmother, Alara, a wise and kind-hearted witch who was known far and wide for her extraordinary magical abilities. Alara had a broomstick named Starwhisker, famed for its speed and agility. Luna had always dreamed of the day she would fly Starwhisker, soaring high above the clouds, but she had never quite mastered the art of broomstick flying. In the heart of the village was a grand old tree, known as the Whispering Oak. It was here that the children of the village would gather to listen to tales of brave witches and wizards from days of yore. Luna loved these stories, but what she yearned for more than anything was to have her own adventure, to be the hero of her own tale. As Luna's 13th birthday approached, a tradition among young witches and wizards, she knew it was time to embark on her first solo flight. The night before her birthday, Luna lay awake, her mind racing with excitement and fear. What if she couldn't fly? What if she failed? The next morning, under the watchful eye of Alara, Luna climbed onto Starwhisker. She closed her eyes, took a deep breath, and whispered the ancient words of flight. To her amazement, Starwhisker lifted off the ground, and Luna opened her eyes to find herself hovering in the air. Her heart soared with joy. She was flying. Luna's joy, however, was short-lived. As she attempted to steer Starwhisker, she found herself spiraling out of control, tumbling through the air in a chaotic dance. She managed to land safely, but her confidence was shattered. For days, Luna practiced, but each attempt ended in failure. Her dream of flying seemed to slip further and further away. But Luna was not one to give up easily. She turned to the village's vast library, poring over ancient texts and scrolls, seeking the secret to masterful flight. One evening, as Luna sat reading by the light of a flickering candle, she came across a forgotten tale of a legendary witch who could speak to animals. This witch, it was said, had learned the secrets of flight from the birds themselves. Inspired, Luna decided that if she could not learn to fly like a witch, perhaps she could learn to fly like a bird. The next morning, Luna ventured into the forest, her heart filled with a new sense of purpose. She watched the birds, studying their movements, their grace, and their freedom. She listened to their songs, feeling a deep connection to these creatures of the sky. As the days passed, Luna's attempts at flight began to improve. She learned to ride the wind, to turn and dive, to soar higher and higher. And then, just when she thought she was ready to show her grandmother her newfound skill, disaster struck. A terrible storm descended upon the village, the likes of which had never been seen. Thunder roared, lightning flashed, and the wind howled like a pack of wild wolves. In the midst of the chaos, Luna heard a faint cry for help. Rushing outside, Luna saw a tiny figure struggling against the violent gusts. It was a young fox, trapped by a fallen tree branch. Without a second thought, Luna mounted Starwhisker and flew into the heart of the storm. It was the most difficult flight Luna had ever undertaken. The wind tossed her this way and that, but she remembered the lessons of the birds. She rode the currents, using the wind's power rather than fighting against it. Finally, Luna reached the young fox. She carefully lifted the branch and scooped the frightened animal into her arms. Turning Starwhisker around, Luna navigated her way back through the tempest, the fox clinging to her for dear life. As they landed safely back in the village, the storm began to subside. The villagers emerged from their homes, amazed at the sight of Luna, the young witch who had braved the storm to save a life. Luna's heart swelled with pride, not just because she had flown, but because she had used her gift to make a difference. From that day on, Luna was known not just as a witch who could fly, but as a hero who had learned the true meaning of courage and friendship. She continued to have many adventures, but she never forgot the lesson she learned that stormy night, that sometimes, to reach new heights, one must learn from the smallest of teachers. And so, Luna's story became one of the cherished tales told beneath the Whispering Oak, inspiring generations of young witches and wizards to follow their dreams, no matter how impossible they might seem.